Me and one of my clients made $212,000 in our first 90 days working together, running at literally 90% profit margins. And this business model is now called growth operating. And if you're in that space, and you're in that niche, you probably already know who I am. Not to sound douchey or anything, but I would really like to think that I'm one of the top guys in this new little business model. I mean, it's not really new, but as far as it getting popularized, I feel like I'm one of the top guys in it. But this video is gonna be a little bit more general because I'm trying to hit a bigger audience and kind of explain to you guys how this business model works, because I genuinely think it could change your fucking life. I mean, it changed mine. I mean, 3 months ago, I was sitting in my parents' house, barely making any money in my childhood bedroom. And look where we're at now, bro. So it's comfortable to say that my life has completely changed. Me and my creator, I'm not gonna leak his name because it's not my business, but if you go on my Instagram and follow me, it's not that hard to tell who I'm working with. But we just finished top 10 in the school games for top 10 school communities on the whole platform, and we added $42,000 of new monthly recurring revenue just in the month of February. So again, I'd like to think I'm in a good spot to talk about this, and I'm qualified to do so. Me and my client took this thing from the ground up, literally from 0 to 50K our first month, 75K our second month, and pushing 85, 90K our third month. So I'm gonna be breaking down the whole business model from start to finish and how you can do the same without having to make content, without having to sign 10 million clients for 1K a month, and without having to constantly sign new clients and be on that fucking hamster wheel of trying to sign new clients and cold outreach. Because trust me, I used to be in the agency space. I was semi-successful in the SMMA space. Dealing with churning clients, paying you 1K a month, 1.5K a month, $500 a month, it's just not worth it. So here's a little brief overview of what growth operating actually is, because a lot of people DM me and ask me like what exactly I do, because they hear the term but they don't know exactly what it is. So basically, as a growth operator, your role is to partner up with someone who has a bunch of followers. As you guys know, the creator economy is constantly getting bigger and bigger, and the info product and online education space is never going to get smaller. Every single day, people are shifting to online learning and online education instead of the traditional route of, for example, going to college. So here's exactly what you're going to do. Like I said earlier, you're going to partner up with someone who has a decent amount of followers. And one of the biggest questions I get, or the biggest problem a lot of you guys have, is actually finding clients and getting them on board with you. I'm not going to get into fully on how to exactly do outreach because that's a video for another time. But the easiest way and the best way to get your first client is to just scrape your personal network. Everyone nowadays is a fucking influencer. So the chances of you knowing someone who's an influencer or knowing someone who knows someone who's an influencer are pretty high. So the very first thing you do when looking for a client is scrape your personal network and see if you have any type of connection in some way, shape, or form to someone who possibly has an audience that you can help monetize. For example, my first ever client in the growth operating space was someone I got because I knew his manager. Was a TikToker, he had a pretty good following on Instagram, I think 200K on Instagram now, and I was pretty decently close friends with his manager. So I reached out to his manager, chopped it up with him, ended up locking in with them, and that's how I got started and got that initial knowledge and my initial foot in the ground in this space. So however you go about it, whether it's cold DMs, cold emails, or scraping your personal network, you need to get a creator on board with you. So what you're actually gonna do for them is create a paid community for their audience to buy. For example, if you're working with a dude who's super famous on TikTok for making food or cooking, having super cool meals or whatever the fuck it is, and create him a community showing his recipes, showing how to cook, how to do what he does for $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, $100 a month, and sell that to his audience. And obviously that's a lot simpler said than done, but that's the basic gist of things. So basically, as a growth operator, what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be stealing the influencer's audience, and you're gonna create a business around what their audience wants. You're gonna help the creator and run everything on the back end, so all they have to do is make the content and drive the traffic to you, to the paid community, and you take care of everything else, making the creator's life super, 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 super simple. Being a content creator is literally a full-time job within itself. Like, I know it looks stupid when someone's going like this and making a fuck ton of money off it, but this shit is draining. And it takes a lot of mental energy and a lot of physical time too. And for someone to be constantly making good content and continue going viral and continue getting followers and continue getting likes, it is literally a full-time job. There's no way in hell that they're gonna have time to run a full business on the back end. Every single person, every single influencer that has a business, whether it's a clothing brand, whether it's a fucking energy drink, whether it's a course, every single one of these influencers does not actually do anything on the back end. They have someone running everything in the back end, and they are just the face of the product, service, consulting, coaching, whatever it is. They need to be able to focus on what they're good at, which is getting attention, getting people to engage with them, getting people to resonate with them. You guys really think that Jake Paul and Logan Paul or KSI, whoever the fuck runs Prime, are the ones calling up stores, trying to get Prime into Walmart, or trying to close deals, or trying to work with the UFC, or making the drinks, or manufacturing it? Hell no. They have a full team of people behind them so that they can simply be the face of the brand, and this is no different. For example, all the big course people, all the people that sell copywriting courses, all the people that sell drop shipping courses. These guys literally just make content. Their job is to get attention. When they get attention, they have someone on the back end like myself who converts that attention into money. Your job as a growth operator is to convert attention into money. And obviously that's simpler said than done. And there's a whole bunch of strategies that go into that. From an outside view, that is simply your job. I set up all the appointment setters. I set up the sales teams. I set up the funnels. I set up the DM automations. I set up the email campaigns. I set up the SMS campaigns. Every single thing business related is my job. The content creator's job is to simply create content, hence their name. Now, the only reason why I've been able to pull such crazy results in such a short amount of time, it's not because I'm better at funnels or have a better sales team. It's simply because I am able to catch people early and catch trends early and be a free thinker. Everyone's always in my DMs asking me like, oh, is this creator good? Like, does this person have a good audience to monetize? And they're sending me people who are like scuba divers and shit like that. Or they're going after fitness creators that have 2 million followers. And they think just because the follower count is higher, that means more money. That is incorrect. I've said this a million times, I'm gonna say it again. Follower count does not matter. I've worked with creators with 500K on Instagram, 2 million on TikTok, and their community and their audience does not convert into sales the same way as someone with 50K on Instagram does. When I met the creator I work with that were doing close to $100,000 months, he had 50,000 followers on Instagram. But I was able to recognize that this guy knows how to make money, while other people were probably overlooking him simply because he didn't have a big following. Another big factor that went into it is that I was the first one to go after his niche. Everyone and their mom is copying us in that space. Every other influencer in his niche is making a similar community to his, but it simply does not work because we literally own that niche. We have close to 1.2 thousand people in our community paying us $75 a month, and that's just our front end offer. We have another back end offer that's high ticket that costs $3 grand to get into. I attribute our success to one, him being a super good creator and having a super monetizable audience, and two, me being able to recognize that he has a monetizable audience. A creator does not need a ton of followers, like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, a million followers to be making $100,000 a month. I'm currently working with another guy who has 7,000 followers on Instagram, and I guarantee you we'll make $20,000 our first month. Simply because the niche he's in, and simply because how engaged his audience is and how monetizable his audience is. The greatest thing about this business model is that one single client can change your fucking life. You don't need 10 paying you 1K a month to hit 10K a month. You don't need 20 paying you 2K a month to hit 40K a month. You need one fucking client to hit numbers like that. Again, this wasn't my first time running a community. I had ran 2 beforehand that didn't do that well. I had my own consulting business in the past where I was selling my own community, my own info products, so I already had experience doing that. So really all it took was me recognizing that this guy had a super good audience and hopping into his niche super early before anyone else was doing it. Most people watching this video, whenever they see someone have success in a niche, everyone's gonna start going after that niche. My single piece of advice to any of you guys is to go after niches that are untapped but have something to do with money. And the reason why they need to have something to do with money is because financial pain is the strongest pain. Every single person on earth wants to learn how to make money in some way, shape, or form. So there needs to be money attached to the program, to the consulting, to the offer in order to hit the audience's pain point and make them want to buy it even more. And I'm not saying that in a fucked up way, that's just sales 101. You want to hit people's pain points, it just makes them way more likely to buy. So a little bit about my strategies that have worked for me and my clients. It's really, really simple. Have a low ticket front end offer for $50, $30, $75 a month and just stack it with value. Stack it with so much value that people are like, holy shit, this is such a good deal. Like I might as well just buy it for this month and see how it goes. Because you don't need any crazy funnel strategies or anything like that. So just a link in bio and then value stack it. So it's like crazy value for the price and people just are like, okay, I'm gonna join. Now, obviously this is super creator dependent, but now with the point I'm at, I'm super picky with who I work with. So I really only work with people that I know will print off the rip. And then once they join that community for the low ticket, they get funneled to the high ticket offer, which is $2,000, $3,000. Now, I'm not gonna go into exactly my funnel strategy for the back end because that's too much sauce, but I hope this video reaches a larger audience and helps more people understand what this business model is, because honestly, it's still pretty early in the game. And I feel like I'm one of the industry leaders in it. And this opportunity is honestly just unmatched right now. Like to be able to use someone else's audience that they've been grinding for years and years to build up and you just come in and make money off it, it's crazy. Not to mention if you get good at it, you could make a fuck ton of money. So again, I'm not trying to drop too much fucking sauce. I do that in my Telegram channel. I have a free Telegram. I'm not trying to sell you anything. On God, I'm not selling anything. I really don't sell anything attached to this content. But I do have a free Telegram channel where I don't put too much effort into. I just send voice notes daily and just drop more in-depth sauce on certain topics. So if you want to join that, you can follow me on Instagram and DM me, and I'll send the link to you. If you have any questions at all about growth operating or business in general, you can DM me on Instagram. But make sure you follow me. I don't respond to anyone that doesn't follow me first. So people DM me all the time and don't follow me. So like, why the fuck would I respond to you if you don't follow me? So follow me first, then DM me. And if you want to get in the Telegram, I'll send you the link. If not, if you just want to chop it up, I'll respond to pretty much every single one of my DMs. So again, follow me on Instagram, then DM me on Instagram. I forgot to put this clip in the video yesterday, but just a little leak for my next video. About next week or about a week and a half from today, I'm going to be uploading a video on taking someone with only 7,000 followers on Instagram to 10, 15, even $20,000 our first month with his paid community, just to show you guys that followers do not matter and niche rules over everything. I'm gonna show you guys everything from the back end systems, the front end system, to the sales systems. I'm gonna drop all the sauce, so make sure you stick around for that. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I just flew out a random subscriber, and I'm gonna be training him and stuff like that. So that's gonna be in the video too, which is gonna be really sick. I already bought his flight. We DM'd. He saw my YouTube video. We DM'd. We set something up. I was like, fuck it, let's fly you out and let's train you a little bit. So that's gonna be in the next video as well. You guys will see all that. So stick around for that. And I just wanted to prove to you guys that I did it once, I could do it again. It wasn't luck, and I really do this shit. So stick around for that and subscribe. Peace.